Alright, okay, I'm ready. After a lot of fucking issues, I'm ready. Unreal number of issues. So, this is the front of the tree. Now, there's decent nabari on the back, but I think that given the initial cut being exposed on the face, I would say that this is the front of the tree. Now, what I'm going to be doing is rewiring into separate pads, hoping that I can flex enough. So we'll start with a low pad, actually wire each individual branch into position. Then we'll progress up the tree. We'll probably cut some in-between bits off. So for example, here's a pad. This does not need to be here. Senior pad, we'll leave this on as a shoot growth, because I want the tree to be a tiny bit taller. Get another tier of pads. And then on the back, so well, we'll do the left side first. So we'll get a number of pads from this side. So we'll get one maybe low, one maybe in between. We might have to see if we just get a big one here, then we'll get 2 or 3 on the back, so I'll show those now. And then we'll get one on the top. So on the back, the mat is turning on the table, which is not pleasant. There we go. So on the back, what I'm looking for is, so there's a bulge here, so there's a branch right here. So this will be a pad, and again there's a branch right here, but this is going to have to be cut back because the branch is actually exposed. So yeah, first time it will be properly wiring everything. As you can see, I've already done some initial wiring on the tree itself, and to form this lower branch, which is now turned from fresh green wood into nearly all barked wood. So this has gone up to about here, I'd say. So we might as well make a start. So where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Okay, we'll start on this front left side, so let's get that in camera. So we'll start on here. So I'm going to leave this long branch. You might be saying, well, what's that doing? That's potentially going to be wired in to, again, the face, because I don't want this to actually be the face. It's going to be a layer of pads going across the trunk. You might say, well, that's going to obscure the view. Yeah, it will, but it's going to be a lot slighter than, again, what you currently see here. It's going to be maybe what, like that. It's compared to a big head, basically. So I have trimmed this maybe within the last week, so we might as well make a start. So what do we want to do? Where do we want to start? So we better start with the small one. So I'm going to pull a chair up from the side here. Lovely hidden chair. How is he sitting down? He's fucking floating. Jesus. What is going on here? Right, so I don't think we need to use, so we have, well, let me go through the wires. So we have 3.5 mil, 2 mil, this is plastic coated, and then very fine, I think it's 1 mil? I think it's 1 mil. It's very fine. That's what we have the most of. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do? So this has already been wired down like so. So it's going to be a case of splitting out the branches, I think. So if we start on here. This needs to come out like so. The pads just need to be splayed out a bit. And there's some downwards growth there, which we might keep, we might remove. We'll see how we go. But that definitely needs to come over. So we'll make a start. I think we'll need to start, because that's quite a thick branch, we'll start with it too. We won't need much, as initially. That is... that's not very thick. It's not too thick, but equally it's not enough for the very fine stuff. We're starting off strong by not having the proper tools. There we go. Fucking hell. That was effort just to do one. Jesus Christ. That's sharp as well. Okay. So we want this to come down. What have we caught on? We did. So I learned a lot of what I do from the very illustrious Peter Chan with Heron's Bonsai. However, as I'm sure you are beginning to figure out, I am by no means a master. However, the beauty of bonsai is that practically anybody can do it. You just have to have patience and enough willpower to not give up. And obviously to be slightly gentle with the tree, as it is rather fragile in some parts. So our initial worry needs some work. There we go. One second, let me get some pliers. Always come prepared with the proper tools. Yes. Always come prepared with the proper tools. Wrong chair as well. So, now we're not going to use this on the tree. We are only going to use this to get the extra bit of wire that we don't want in this piece, which is actually quite long. I way overestimated this one. There we go. Much better than using fucking scissors. Much better. Okay. Okay. So that's that part wired out. So we're going to start working on the other side now. This one I reckon we can use fine for. So that's been brought out. Should this be brought over? Perhaps. Yeah, that should be brought up, like so. I should that one. There's quite a lot of leaves coming out of this one joint, which I would prefer to leave if I can. So what we're going to do is go around underneath our little leaf here. A lot of people say, just wire over it, what are you doing? Doesn't work for me, honestly. I'd much rather do this careful way. to look after the tree. So this is going to have to come off. So we have our trusty bonsai scissors, extra sharp. So this will have to come off. As that interacts with our current pad, which we don't want. Ah, fuck. It's very hot as well. Okay, now this needs to come up. So once again, we'll be able to use this. I think we will. Needs to hold up quite strong though. Now I'm going to switch. Here's one I made earlier. Ah, fine. I found a phone. So we'll find a joint. Now we don't want to interact with an existing wire as much as possible. So let us go hook on, then we'll go up and around. So I'm going to cut this off as well. This is getting in my way. What's stopping this from going there? Something's stopping this from twisting. So again, we'll cut this off. Do not catch the branch in your place like. Okay. So is there one? These are two separate pads, so they need to be split apart. So like so. So can this be raised up, or will this need to come off? Well, this upper branch will need to come off. So we'll cut that off now. There we go. That's dead wood. That's fine. Okay. This pad still needs to come down there. How are we going to do this? This will just bend up, but we don't want to snap. We definitely do not want to snap. And we'll chop that off. I'm thinking this should all come off. Well, at least, at the very least, that branch on the left, because that's too far extending left. Yeah, if at the very least it needs to go up. We shall see for now. Leave that as is. Is there a clear distinction there? No. okay now. Okay. Definitely think cut this off now. So, pad, we've got no pad here, so we might have to develop this or this into a pad, depending on which one we believe. There's crossing branches everywhere, which needs to be fixed. So now that will come in here, like so. We'll cut this off. That's not needed. So we've got a pad, separate pad, although those are two are very close together. And we've just got really a canopy leading in. Could have this one as a pad. I think that's the one. So we'll wire this. We'll only need the thin wire, I think. So this needs to come over, so we have to hook onto here and wrap like so. That's perfect. Okay, so I might wire this one down as well, although I haven't got anyone to anchor it onto anymore. This can come off. Pad. So anything that was coming front can come off. Unless we're going to do a front pad, maybe going down, but still these two issues here can be cut back to give us some ramification. So I just feel like that will get in the way. I do. As nice as a pad as it is, especially These ones down here need to come off. This one here. Okay. And again. Okay, so we'll have a quick look. So, all we've been working on so far, so we've literally spent what? I have no idea what the time is. 30 minutes, 20 minutes working, splaying this branch out, like so. And we've also been wiring this branch, a splash. But as you can see, so we've been doing quite a lot of cutbacks, so follow where my finger is, we can now see the branch which leads up. So we're looking for to be able to see that branch structure, and unfortunately there's a lovely branch that's right on the front of the structure, and I think I'm going to have to let it go. It would be a real shame because it is a lovely branch, but I think it will have to depart, unfortunately, because you just can't see any of the structure unless we rewire this to be front like so. But I think even then it's too close to this pad, which is just it's a shame. So we're now going to lop that off. Again, the beauty of doing this is you'll find that whatever you cut off, it will grow back. Just give it time. It's nothing to panic about. So, that just gets in the way. So, we're gonna cut this off. Initially, right there. I know you can really see this side opening up now. So you can now finally see the branch going up into the trunk. We could potentially have, yeah, this is just not needed at all. So you can really begin to see that step effect here. So we've got 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Now, just have to sort out the back of the tree a bit. So we could potentially have another pad back here, but we'll still just keep working on the front for now. So does that get in the way, or do we want that to come down and form another pad? Are we trying to do too much? I think we are, because we're then going to be blocking right there. Or we might try it. Yeah, I'll try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, I lost some wire. You know, this was what, £5? £5 each spool, so really not that much. So it was this one that we wanted to bring down. Now we do have to be very careful because this is a very fine branch, and I'm assuming extremely brittle. So let us take extra caution. Okay, so we're doing okay so far. We do have quite a severe bend, which I'd like to straighten out if we can. Down to like so. There we go. Okay, so hopefully that will develop into a nice little pad. So the front here, we can pretty confidently say take this off. And again, this looks like it's getting in the way, so we want to take this off. Yeah. Like so. And you can begin to see that conical shape that we're looking for. We'll have probably a bare top. It looks like there's quite a lot of twigs in here. There's not much growth towards the actual head of the plant. So we'll have to cut a lot of this back, it looks like. Again, will be anything that leads up to our head branch we're going to be leaving for now. But it's looking good so far. We will need to cut back quite a bit though, definitely. So number one, cut the branch off. Two. So we need to chop this off. Chop this off, so we'll take the initial branch off. Roll that out. No, I don't think we do. So right through there. This is probably the most severe cutbacks that I've had to do as yet. So we can pull that around to be in here. So that will form another pad, although do we want that to be a part of? Decisions. No, we don't. Yeah, so that's going to fill in that hole quite nicely. Okay, so this side has received quite a lot of attention now. So now you can see this lovely formation here, just from what we've been doing so far. So you'll struggle to see it from the camera because I think you need to be underneath this leaf coverage here. So we are going to trim this back a bit. I think we need to wire this branch over a bit. This is quite a heavy branch now. It just feels, to me, it feels like it's closed. It needs to be open. Still finding bits of wire from the previous owner. It's lovely, really lovely trunk shape though. It really is. You can really see the curve again. So it curves, obviously curves left, curves right, straightens, curves left again, and then right, and then hopefully I'm planning to put this left, and that will be the finish of the tree. But as you can see, between the difference in the trunk width, the main tree was here. This has been added on since, and I'm going to be adding this one. So, what do we do? Let's have a think. So this can come off, this is too long. I think I don't want to take the whole branch off, just the new growth. It's looking a lot more presentable now than it was before. Again, this right side we're going to be working on. We'll work on the back first, and then we'll work on the right. Do we want to... Do we want to push something like that, maybe? So if I cut it back to there. So that's just a twig. Hopefully I've just caught the wood. So I'm just going to push this over to here. And we can start opening out the system. I think that's okay as it is. It doesn't need to be wide as yet, honestly. I think that's fine. So, where do we go from here? So, we'll turn it around. So, where do we go from here? So, we have our main branch right here that comes down, but we need to address this first, I feel. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to. Do I want to leave that? Well, this definitely needs to come off. It's not going to be that long. So that could definitely come off. Maybe something like that. Not too sure now. This is long and straggly. This is just a mess of a branch, honestly. This is untidy, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, so that's tightened up the appearance on this side quite a bit. I will cut this back. He says not having the correct tools that you need for thick branches. There we go. That was dead anyway, it looks like. So we'll hide the twig in the branch a bit more. This can go off. This can come off. This can definitely come off. This can come off. This can come off. So this needs to be cut back down. Similar to this is way too high. Whoops, mistake. This, I still need to wire the lower branch, but we'll leave that for another part, honestly. We'll just focus on this for now. I don't even know where to start, honestly. Start with you. Just too hard. I didn't interact with that too much. This could be the end of the pad. I feel like that goes up too much, we'll cut it from there. And again, on the left side. And this extends out too much. Here. And here. There's a lovely branch developing here, so we'll leave that on. There's quite a lot of undergrowth, which we'll remove. Got some back growth here. Shit, I'm just going to leave that on only. So this probably needs to come down. This is a big branch though. It extends way out left, which I will cut right there. I feel like that one's okay. So where does this connect to? Connects to there, which is a natural progression for there. That's fine, honestly. That's okay. So we've got a natural progression down here. So this one can be removed. Looks like there's a massive chunk, like here. That'll grow back. Pretty sure it will. It'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. So we could potentially lie that in. I'm not too fast over it, honestly. Again, it'll grow back. So where do we want to go from here? Where do we want to go from here? Can't put that any lower, so that's the bottom. I want to cut this off so it doesn't interact, so we'll do here. Do that. We'll cut this off here. Yeah. Big upward branch. Nope. Again, that could form a nice pad potentially. Got dead twig in here. That can come out. So we have to figure out where the hell are the branches that we're actually looking for. So that can come out. I feel like we're still got too much going on here. So we're going to get quite severe now. Is that too much? I feel like that fills a nice gap, but this bit is too long. No, but that gap does need to be there. So we will cut this off, like so. Okay, so step, we've got another step here. There we go, now we're getting some sort of form back into the plant. So pad. This is a wide pad though. This is the combination of what looks like 2 branches, and I don't really want to touch it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have pad. This will hopefully develop into a pad, and then we'll come back onto the same one. Maybe. Well, we don't really have the same development. So we have very similar branches up the sides and the back, but the pads don't quite as easily roll into the head. I think I need to trim the head back on all sides, so we will try and do that now. So take you off, take you off, take you off. Again, as long as we don't touch this one, we're okay. I'll be the only one I'll be sad if I lose. This. I kind of want to trim this. I feel like this is quite an edge here, so we'll try and trim back a bit from here. So we can definitely wire that down. What do we just want to lock that off? No, I think wire it down. Or splay it like so. Yeah. So we'll wire that now. So this is quite a thick branch. I think I'm going to use the thick wire. Again, not the foray, not yet. We do that for the very thick branches. No, not with this. I do need to get myself a scissor sharpening set though, so potentially even just a new pair of scissors. So I will cut that off because that'll get in the way. Okay. So let's have a quick look. Okay. So this side is looking pretty good now, I would say. I might cut this one short just a tiny bit, but for now, yeah, I'll cut it short just a tiny bit. It's just to keep it in keeping with lines, basically, like so. I think that looks much better. So you've got again pad. So here, what do we have? Not too much, honestly. Got interlocking branches, but again, this is filling the in between. So for now, that's all right. So it's here that we want to wire it over, like so. And so what that will do is much less accentuate the edge. As you can already see, it's rounded a bit, but I feel like this is a really, you can see that this is pointing, so this is like a vertices basically, right? So we can just point that down, and I think that looks fantastic. So we'll do that now, and that also feels, there's a little gap here, so I think that's perfect, actually. So we'll do that real quick. No, too high up the branch, needs to be further back. I really can't get it on this one. I really can't get it. Does it need to go down further, do you think? Perhaps. What's the rule? Always have wire that's long enough. So we'll probably need to undo this. Unfortunately, because it's just not long enough. I think I tried to. Did I cut a new piece off? Did I try to reuse? Especially now, because you got to be careful of damaging the bark. I can already see some fresh green where I've caught the bark with the wire, unfortunately. But that should be fine, hopefully. It won't be too visible. always make sure you have enough wire to mess around with. There we go. Right, it's off. So that bit was done. Right, so it is quite tough. I might use the 3. I'm tempted to use the 3, honestly. Look at that crack, so we'll use a bit extra this time. But this stuff is really hard to bend in tight corners. No, I'm going to cut that off. There we go. Alright, so that's had the desired effect now. After pain on my fingers. So, from here we'll be able to wire this down, but again, we'll let that grow a bit. So, now that we've taken the edge off the corner, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? I think thin this out, so that definitely needs to go. This one is going across 2 branches worth of material, which is not correct. Dead wood. This one, we'll start to remove the edge of it now. That. Something like that. Alright, so it's beginning to look like the bonsai trigger. rather than just a plant. Okay? So, leave that for there, because that will grow into the hole. Already you can see that we are arriving at the conical shape. Much better than having a square head. Square head just doesn't make any sense, I'll be honest. Yeah, I've cut off quite a lot of material, to be fair. I need to be on the other side. We'll have to turn the light on as well. Ah, how's your knee? Not fucking good, it's broken. Ah, pain. Ow, 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 ow. Just say fuck, ow. Ah, ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Honestly, that needs to come off. That's a big branch. That needs to come off. Where is this branch coming from? This has gone on an adventure. Flippin' heck. What is going on here? What is going on here? Is that a new leader? That's like halfway off the fucking side. Unless we have one going out back, maybe? Yeah, that could work actually. Let's have that going out back. That's still quite flexible, so I'm tempted to use fin wire. Just going to remove a twig that I think is in the way. It shouldn't be there. Equally for that. No! Oh, that's not good. So the only leaves on the branch that I'm wiring just fell off. Because I knocked them. Excellent. Excellent. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Oh, fuck yeah. That's really not good. Use a little bit of this wire as well because we need to point the initial branch in the correct direction. I can't quite seem to get it to wrap. That's the one. There it is. Right. There we go.
So for everybody's notice, the fuck. As you can see, that's what I've just been working on. This branch here. So that had a leaf on the end of it. That was going to have more leaves on the end of it. I'm hoping that it will pad out a bit. I will actually just hopefully entice it to yeah, there's still greenwood under there, which is good. And again, this side. Yeah, greenwood. And finally, just a tiny bit off the front. So the initial branches looks dead, but the side branches look like they still have life in them. So we'll see how that develops. At the end of the day, we'll just cut it off if it doesn't work, which is fine. So next, let's dress some of this. I think that's too tall. Needs to come off. So that's okay. That's too tall. Needs to come off. So next, we've got some under branches which I don't like. 1 and 2. I will wire this forward at a later date maybe. There's still a lot of undergrowth. So after we cut it back quite heavily now, we'll be leaving it for quite some time to grow back. So pad, again, pad down here, pad. This one's not as well distinguished, but I'm hoping to grow this out a bit now. But I always knew this branch wasn't too well developed, honestly. So as you can see, this branch here would have blocked this branch, and I've cut this back quite severely, so hopefully we'll get a nice pad here. So in line with my hand, and then we'll get another pad down here. So this pad's already pretty good. Maybe just straighten that one out, but this pad really needs some work. Pad. We've still got a mesh of 2 right here, so because this is quite high, I might cut this back even more. But where do you start? So this could be a pad actually, right here. So if we cut this, does that need to stay in there? I feel like that blends the two. Does that need to stay in there? I feel like it doesn't. No. So I think the smaller leaves can stay, but this one needs to go. Like so. So that's what it looks like right now. But we still need to work on this bit I think. So we'll go back to the side. So we'll take off that. We'll take off that. Oops. Okay, so we'll take off that, because that comes from
the back to the front of the tree, which we don't want. I feel like this is too tall, so I'm going to level this. So here's a pad, so we're going to nail this off. I'm going to take that off. So now we've got step. Those two are getting in the way, so step, step. We'll have a step here. That looks, still needs a bit taking off the back. So there. There. Well, that branch is getting in the way. That comes forward. We don't want them to come forward. That one come off. That one intertwines. That's looking much better. There we go. Okay, so we can potentially wire this out. Maybe, I don't know. I might just leave that side for now. Interesting. So now we've got a nice pad here. Let's take a bit, so I'll just remove this. Wrong one, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I feel like we can even tidy up this a bit. Wire that up a bit. Cut it back. Touch. Like so. So again. There's an interaction there, which I want to remove, so we'll lock this off here. Like so. There we go, that's looking much better. So I feel like this side now goes quite nicely. The front needs some work on the right. Ooh. No. Like so. Now what we're looking for. So we have some interaction here. Which is going from there. Yeah, much better. That off. That's too long. That's also too long. Also too long. I think that was bad. May have chopped off one of the ones that I think I wanted to keep and wire later, but that's alright. I've got plenty of options, honestly. I've got a little pad there which is developing nicely. Yeah, that's fine. It's no stress, no stress. Yeah, I think this is where the confusion is. So we've got a nice one here. I think that's too tall. Yeah, it's too tall. Oh, my little branch has come off. Is that reason? Probably because of all the aggression that I'm putting across the tree. All the stress, which is unfortunate. There we go. No, there we do not go. Would I like to change anything else? Yeah, I would. So take that stick off. So now we've got a clear line. Spiders have been helping me kill any ants on this tree. It's very good. This could potentially develop into a nice little pad. Going down. I feel like this is long. Gone. Just stabbed myself with a pair of scissors that are extra sharp. Very nice. Yeah, there we go. So now we're going to work on, I'm pretty happy with the overall shape of it now. So I'll do a rotate. So if we just look at the back real quick, you can really see the steps right here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. In fact, this one might need to go. Anything that goes straight up, I don't really like, I'll be honest. I think that one's okay. It blends a little bit. So that's fine. I might feed it. I've already fed it once this month, but that was just over a week ago, maybe 2, 1.5. So I'm tempted to feed it again to help it grow back a bit. But I'm really proud of this right side. I think because this left side was the starting side, maybe not so much. Perhaps I just need to work on some extra bits, so I'm just going to turn this around again. Then we'll get onto the lower branch. Yeah, I'm really happy with both the back as well and the right, I would say now. That's fine. Yeah, honestly. The back, obviously we've got a lazy branch which just needs to grow out a bit more. There's not much we can do about that. But this branch and the branch pointing back and left a bit is really good. The branch pointing back and right was the lazy one. But we'll finish working on this. So we just need to develop out the pads a bit more, I think. Maybe some wiring is what's required just to force the branch down a little bit more. Like the whole thing. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Just the wire needs a little bit extra oomph. So that needs to go. Popped off. There we go. So we're now getting some semblance back. So pad. Where does this go? Tempted to take that off. No, I think I'll leave that for now. So we're going to have pad. Oh, there's a bit. So we've just wired this one, but I feel like it's going to be pad, and then one more. So we've got pad. We'll have to get one in here, so this is what this is currently doing, but where do we get it from? Maybe there? That could look nice, I guess. We'd have to have a quick look from the back, because I know that we're looking at the face, obviously, but it's going to be in the center of a table, so I didn't want to account for every angle, really. So let's start fixing our secondary branch. Unless we have, oh, I like that a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to wire it so we have a pad, and then another pad leading into the tree, and then obviously we're just waiting for that bottom right branch to develop. We're not going to do anything with that for now. We'll just leave that as is. But I really like that effect. So we need to get rid of this. So that's going to get in the way. Just like that. So there'll be a pad here. I feel like this one's going to get in the way, so we'll chop this off for a second. Like so. So pad. And this needs to come off because this crosses. This also crosses, although that could be potentially a back branch. Although, well, the problem is that I have, well, if I put the one pointing back, not that you can see it too well, you can see it I'm just moving my fingers so you can see it. If I put that pointing back behind the tree, you'll have 3 branches coming off of the same left branch, because you'll notice that this, the one I'm again twiddling, and then the big one, all come from that same left branch, which I'm fine just doing 2, but I think 3 is a bit much, so I'm probably just going to cut this off and cut my losses. We'll go. What was that? So that was 1, 2, 3 years. I don't really know how to determine. I'm not very good at this. I just sort of muddle my way through. Think so. I don't fucking know. So yeah, it'll be a case of just maybe wiring. Although we've already got some wire here, so we've got it being forced down currently, like so. Maybe we can get a little bit extra and get away with it. That'd be asking too much. We can damn well try. Let's have a look. How does that look? Yeah, so we need to turn this branch though. That's not going to happen with that wire. It's not going the full length. So that's what we'll do with our 2mm. I'm just thinking, how much do I want to turn this? I think that's good. So let's have a quick look in the face. Yeah, so it needs to curve around more and also turn there. So we'll do that now. So we've got our trusty 2mm wire. So how long do we need? If we do 2 times a finger, so 1, 2, so about that. We're just working in approximates. We've got plenty of wire, so it doesn't matter if we're long, short, whatever. I only got into bonsai, what, 6 months ago? 6 months? Would that be accurate? Yeah, it was around December. I bought myself a tree. Yeah, I did, yeah. It was a ficus bonsai, which I will show in a second, once I finish this. So, then we want to go there onto... We should probably anchor a bit more, because this turn is going to be quite severe. Oh, this one's been judged pretty well with the wire, which is excellent. Oh, it doesn't seem to want to fix though. It's the only problem. I think it needs to be a little bit more. That's perfect. Yeah, and then it needs to come around more, so we're just gonna have to just be careful, make sure your branch doesn't snap, etc. But these These branches are pretty malleable, they're not that old. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to finish it up. So we want this to be a pad right here. So we are going to chop this off. Chop this off. This is too high. This is also too high, but I want to keep some of the leaves, so I'm going to chop part of the leaf off. There we go. Again, too high. I feel like that just gets in the way, so I'm also going to chop that off. Quite like the wood though. And then should that be a pad maybe? So 1, 2, 3. I feel like that's doing too much. Or do we need to push this higher a bit? And then there could be 1, 2, 3. We'll see. Honestly, we're just figuring it out right now. That's fine. This is too high. So while this is quite small right now, this should develop into quite a nice little pad. So that's some quite severe cutback, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I haven't cleaned or anything, but the table, as you can see, is an absolute mess. I might need to eat dinner off this. So, very interesting, very interesting. I might do a follow-up to maybe finish some wiring, but I think it looks decent, honestly, for what it is. You can see well-defined pads. You can see, again, except for, it helps if I show you what I'm looking at. So, as you can see, this is the branch that I don't think has aged terribly well. So there's a pad here, there's potential for maybe a pad here, but it's very underleaf. There's no coverage at all, no foliage, and this one, yeah, much better. So pad, there's only 2, but still quite a short branch. So this one, this is the right side of the face, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, potentially 5 if we bring this down, but again, we'll see. I'm not going to touch it now. I'm going to let it grow. I'm not going to wire it. That's it. I'm done for like maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks. See how we go. I might feed it next week. But yeah, just pretty much it. Welcome to your bonsai masterclass with Wuthers. Yes. So I've just seen on the head, real quick, or the crown, as some people like to call it, we could do with a bit of a tidy up. So this one could probably go. I think that this one can go, and this one can go. So that just looks a little bit neater, honestly. I don't think this one can go as well. So there we go, there's the finished article. So I'll do another spin round, and that's it. I'll try to stay out of the light as well. And not pour fucking soil everywhere. There we go. All right. Nice, nice. Oh fuck.
Mouse.